life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Okay, we're just going to go ahead and interrupt the guys. That's Rich Chopper Amber singing us in as always with their song One Street Over. The theme for a little thing we have called One Street Over. This is 100 WSGI. I'm Metro Laverne. Welcome to all the folks here in Johnson County and wherever you might be that are joining us here for One Street Over and all that we do here at just real quickly, we've got several things we want to cover. We've got United Way coming on in here at 7:30 with PUlley and Tiffany Thompson, as they always do on Thursdays. And just so many things I need to cover, though, this morning. Did reach out to see if we couldn't get Terry Wilson in here this morning. He missed yesterday. He is our Veteran Service Officer. And so he had some conflicts, couldn't come in yesterday. But what was so breathtaking is that Lee Marie had met this wonderful lady, Susan Hunter, at the events they had at Ridgetop this, I guess, past weekend. And if you've not met the Astairs, they're hysterical. They get in costume and they get in period costume and they're so funny and they just get into it. But I can just imagine the conversations that Lee Marie had with Susan when they first met. But it just so happened she had invited her to come on the Go Show yesterday. And so the minute that Lee Marie heard that Terry was going to be unavailable to come in yesterday, she said, "You got to have Susan in." And oh, it was wonderful. I started reading this book last night. I didn't get very far because I was very sleepy, but she writes beautifully. The introductions is she's kind of introducing you to her mother, and it's just such a God story. And this is not what the show's about this morning, but I just kind of want to recap. If you missed yesterday, oh my goodness, you got to go back and see that show because it was phenomenal. But and it's Susan that was phenomenal, not you know what I mean. But anyway, so the story of how these letters came about, this is all about Vietnam. And if you've watched this show very long, you know Vietnam is on my heart. My earliest childhood memory is of losing my friend who, our hired hand, Kenneth Pease. I was so proud of him as a little girl when he became a soldier. I remember that feeling, and I will never forget the emotion of the day we found out that he wasn't coming home. So anyway, Vietnam is special. And because I grew up in that era, anything we can do to honor our Vietnam veterans. I'm all over it. And so Susan, her mom's got dementia, and she's trying to help take care of her. And she's thinking, okay, when you're working, and she unpacks this in the first part of the book. And again, I haven't gotten very far, but she's going to tell that story of how, as she was trying to help her mother, the things that they'll tell you to do when memory things are starting to lapse is remind them of things in the past. You can show them videos or read letters to them. And so she knew about the letters that her mother had written as a mission to make sure that the soldiers in Vietnam that didn't get letters from family didn't get left behind, and that somebody was reaching out to them. And so she knew that story, and she thought, well, I wonder if any of those letters are around, right? And so she goes looking for it. She goes and gets some of the letters, and they start counting out how many letters they have of different soldiers. And it ends, and they had, 6 of this one, 5 of this one. They had 77 from this soldier. And I'm wanting to say, I don't have the soldier's name on here. And I'm just still learning this story. But anyway, but she talks about the different things, and I wish I could think of this soldier's name. But again, I'll get it, and I guarantee you I'll be talking more and more about this. Bottom line is, you got to get this book. You got to get this book. Such a God thing, how she decided to, I just go watch that show, man. That was so much good information. And their stage play's coming up. They've done a stage play, and some heavy hitters are helping her with this and mentoring her through this. And she'll tell you all about that if you go listen to the show from yesterday. But the play is going to be November 18th and 19th at the Cornerstone Church in Nashville. And it's at 726. You don't know where Cornerstone is. I mean, it's right there. OHB in 65 in Nashville. You know what I'm talking about. So it's Cornerstone Church, and it's based on this, and they've done a stage play. They say they're going to bring it to Robertson County. I don't know anything about that, but I'm going to do everything I can to be there. If you want to check out tickets, you can go to actorspointtheater.com. actorspointtheater.com, and that is where you can check out tickets for the stage play, 77 letters. If you are, I believe, okay, if you're a Vietnam veteran, you go in free. I don't know if it's all, well, I think it's all veterans that she said, but they've got definitely some discount tickets for those that, I think it's if you're a Vietnam veteran, you plus one get in free. If you're a veteran, I think that you get a discounted code. I'm going to pull up the show and look at it myself real quick. I didn't mean to get off on this, but man, that was so good. It's free for the Vietnam vets and their plus one. Yes, it's King Gamble put that up. So it's free for Vietnam vets and your plus one veterans and active service. You've got a special discount. I think that's correct. But you can go to their page and check it all out. But it's actorspointtheater.com, actorspointtheater.com. So there's that going on. Cannot say enough about that. Got to give a little plug to my buddy, my he hates it when I call him my boss, but I mean, he's the president of Ebenezer Broadcasting. So when we had Katie Marlowe in, and she featured her business as a business of the week, and showed off these beautiful cups, I guess, what do you call these? Thermoses, whatever. But anyway, they're cool. She was showing them, and she was at the fair and just doing great. Well, I didn't realize as she was leaving, Ilyu bought a bunch of them. And looky here, he's got them with the logo from the studio on there, the verse, the theme verse for Ebenezer, the station that strengthens Isaiah 11:9. Oh, come on. Thank you, Ilyu. What a gift. That's so cool. And so with that said, if you're looking for a special Christmas gift, it's November, y'all. Christmas will be here in a minute, so you better get on it. And my goodness, wouldn't that be special? We may have to do something for the Vivio tribe, because if you follow me on Facebook at all, you know that I talk a lot about the Vivio tribe, and I think I'm going to turn it that way. We'll pack it up here. I'm going to put it up so where y'all can see it. We talk a lot about the Vivio tribe on our Facebook page, because our family, my husband's a complete transplant, and I am as well. I'm from Kentucky, but I'm 2 hours away. I'm from Mayfield, or the Grace County area, and so it's not that far. So it kind of feels like I'm a local, just like y'all. But my husband is from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, like 14 hours away, practically Canada. He's practically a foreigner, but it's so funny because we talk about how that we've built the Southern tribe of Vivios down here, and it's growing and growing. And so I may have to just go in and see about getting something for the Vivio tribe. But anyway, so it's a lot of fun, everything going on that's happening here at 1100 WSGI. And I'm checking, and I'm not real sure that we're on right now. I may have to check my feed and just make sure everything's working. And I tell you what, I'm going to run a quick ad, and we will be back with more in just a moment, right after this. Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center, one of my favorite places to visit. I absolutely love going out and talking to Miss Amy about all the things that I need to learn about gardening, what's perfect for my yard, and also to find out all I need to know about CBD products. Because if you've been listening very long, you know that I rely on CBD to help me with my arthritis. I've got a lot of friends that use it for sleep aid. It is an amazing product, and you can go to Corbin Creek and get Robertson County CBD. I cannot say enough about what they offer with their CBD products, but of course they're the place to get something beautiful for your yard, beautiful for your garden. And the best place to check out everything that's going on is go to their Facebook page. Corbin Creek on Facebook will tell you all the time if they have some kind of a special going on, if they've got a special event going on. It's a great place to check in if you want to know more about Corbin Creek and just watch some of their beautiful videos, see all the beautiful pictures, and you're going to want to stop by soon. They're at 4920 Highway 161, 4920 Highway 161. If you have questions, give them a call, 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185, but always tell them U-Turn sent you. Okay, and we're back with the show, and you just popped in. He goes, hey, you're just fine. And so if you can't see it, people normally follow on my social media page, flip over to the WSGI page. That's always a great place to go. Honestly, we should always point that. But for some reason on my Facebook page, I'm not seeing the show this morning. I really don't know what that is all about. I've got it all set up to where it's recording, so it should be fine. But for some reason, it's not popping up. So I'll share the WSGI page on my social media, and we'll get it all figured out. But sometimes things just kind of go awry. But we are good with the WSGI page, so we're going to continue on. But what I want to talk about this morning is, again, all the things that are going on as far as activities as we build up to Christmas. I mean, it's November, y'all. We've got the sampler that's happening this weekend, so you want to definitely, the Christmas sampler, it is happening at the center, and you're going to want to go to the center at 4 o'clock on Friday. You can get a $10 ticket that's going to get you in both days. So if you want to go again to the sampler, you can go on Friday for $10. That's going to get you in the door on Friday night. And then on Saturday, that ticket is good as well. So a $10 ticket will get you in both days. If you want to go just on Saturday, then no problem. All you got to do is go to show up on Saturday morning. I think they open at 8 a.m. And that ticket that you get on Friday night is good as well. So there you go. That's a great way for you to spend your Saturday. And we just want to encourage you to get out to the sampler and kind of get yourself started. I can't say enough about what you're doing with all the things that are coming up with we've got our Christmas parade coming up. We've got the Willow Oak Corral Festival coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. But all these things that are happening right here in Springfield. So don't you dare think you have to go anywhere else when it comes to trying to find things for your family to do. We got you covered right here. Now, a couple of things, too, that I want to cover. I want to remind you, this is something that I love that Gwen touched on this the other day. Now that we're into the season of Thanksgiving, right? We're just, we're here, we're starting to think about, okay, what's going to happen with all the things that are going on in your world and with your family. Well, as you're trying to make plans, why don't you start gearing up right now to double down on your time of Thanksgiving? I've talked about this before, where it is a a trilogy of holidays that we start stepping into as we get into November. And the very first and foremost, of course, giving thanks for all that we have been given. Then you slide into Christmas with the acknowledgement of the gift that we have through our Savior, Jesus Christ. And then on into the renewal of a new year. And it's that trilogy. And if you'll start now, right here at the very 1st of November, and you'll be real intentional about that, you will be amazed at how it will just absolutely change your life and the way you see things. And I thought it was so cool because Gwen said that she was going to make her prayer life during November only about Thanksgiving. She was only going to give thanks and only give praise and not ask God for anything, because she said, God knows what we need. So I'm just going to give praise. And I just loved how she said that. And I thought, I don't know if I can do that, because it's a hard concept. You think, but I've got to ask for this protection over my children, and I've got to, all these things. And so this morning during my prayer time, I thought, okay, I'm just going to do that. And it was the coolest thing, because rather than saying, please protect my children, it's like, I'm giving you the praise because you are protecting my children. I'm giving you the praise for the things that are working out in my life and all the things that, you have conquered. And I thought about the things I'm struggling with, and I give you and instead of saying, please help me, it's like, no, I give you the praise because you are walking me through this. It was fun. I just got to say, it was the coolest experience. And so I encourage you to really maybe sign on and check that out with what Gwen said, because I thought that is the coolest idea. And when she said it, I thought, it's just like when somebody tells you you need to fast and pray more, and you're like, oh, that's hard, but just try it. Just try it. But try conditioning your prayers through the month of November. Not asking God for something, but giving him the praise for what he's already delivering you through as you step into the trilogy of holidays. And with all that said, I've got so many things I want to share with y'all. And again, I'm kind of looking at my personal Facebook, not the SGI thing. And for some reason, I can't see the show this morning. So if you're commenting to me on my personal page, I'm sorry, I can't see it. It's maybe something with my computer. It don't matter. We're on the air. You can pick us up at 1100 WSGI digitally, terrestrially, or on the old style radio in your car or in your house or whatever. You can get us at 1100 WSGI. We cover the county and the edges of the outlying counties. And but if you want to hear us beyond, you can hear us worldwide. 1100 WSGI is a worldwide Christian broadcast company. I cannot say that enough. And if you want to be a part of what's happening here, well, just come on, talk to ILU. And maybe you've got something on your heart, a ministry that you want to be a part of. Talking to Susan yesterday about that she wanted to be a part of a ministry, and God just opened this up for such a time as this. And it's just beautiful because of the message overall of what she's really told me about what it's going to unpack is breathtaking. Lee Marie was talking about how that she was looking for a ministry to be a part of, and God just opened the door for her to come into radio, and she's a natural. Think about it. So if you want to be a part of a ministry and you're wondering what you can do, maybe it is radio, because through the miracle of the internet, when I go to Mexico, this is what I listen to. When I'm traveling over, when I'm up in Michigan, up in the Upper Peninsula, close to Canada, I can listen to 1100 WSGI. And so, of course, WDBL is our Spanish side. It's a beautiful thing that they're doing here with Ebenezer Broadcasting. We love for you to be a part of it. Now, we have great sponsors. We heard from Corbin Creek. I'm going to touch a little bit more on them as we go on through the show. I'm going to give a little bit more love to our sponsors this morning. And in particular, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we talk about our friends at Cumberland Connect. Okay, so I mentioned the other day, I was traveling with the students that I had for my, we were doing a field trip down to our little place at the end of Lawrence Lane. And because it was a perfect place to film an excerpt for the documentary we're doing on Bigfoot. And we had Mr. Blue, who is local, and he came down. He's a neighbor of mine, actually, and he has worked with the Boy Scouts, great guy. And he came down to talk to the students about Bigfoot. And we thought, well, if we can videotape that on the creek bed, you don't need to know all that. The bottom line is I was traveling on a school bus with a bunch of the students, and we passed my neighbor's house, and Cumberland Connect was in their yard. And I got real excited. And I had the kids cheering. It was awesome. And then I thought, okay, when are they getting to my house? Well, so yesterday, my husband and I, we've been kind of like ships that pass in the night for the last couple of days. He's been working, taking vacation from the transportation department at Robertson County Schools. And he's been working overnight at the CMAs, hanging lights. It's something he and I do. I haven't been able to do that this year because I can't just dump out of teaching, right? I can't just take vacation from classes. So we've been passing each other. And so I get a text from him yesterday and he goes, did you notice what's hanging on the utility pole in front of our house? And he sends me a picture and it's this coiled line that might be Cumberland Connect coming to my house, y'all. I'm pretty excited about it. But I messaged Caitlin Bonds late last night, and I'm like, is this what I think it is? Is this what I think it is? And the bottom line, Cumberland Connect is a sponsor of this program, and we're so excited to have them on board. But they are bringing high-speed internet to folks who have not had any chance of it for a very long time. If you're a Cumberland Electric customer, this is going to be an option for you. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to have the option to say no to things like AT&T that have been giving me service, but terrible service for a very long time. I've talked a lot about how that I barely can use the internet at my house, and it cost me $65 a month. And when it went down, I was in Mexico right before 4th of July on our mission trip down there, and I'm trying to get a hold of my husband, can't get a hold of him. The internet's down at the house, and we piggyback our phones on the internet, so we can, otherwise we just can't. You can't get phone service down there. So I finally get in touch with him during the day when he was just out and around the community, and found out that the internet was down. And he had reached out and they'd said, well, you're going to have to be there to help fix it. And he's like, I can't get a phone signal out when I'm down there. Can you not just check it? Well, no, you're going to have to be down there. So they just kind of gave him the runaround. I get to Nashville. I'm at the airport and I said, have you done anything with the internet? No. So I got on the phone with folks and I end up talking to 3 different times over the course of, and this is 4th of July weekend. I got people in other countries that were very sweet, very kind, but they didn't know what they were talking about. I'll just be honest with you. They didn't have a clue because I got 3 different answers about what was going on with my internet. None of them had a solution. None of them had any kind of help for me. I finally, the day after 4th of July, we went without internet all through 4th of July. It's just whatever. I'm kind of accustomed to it. And then on July 5th, I made a phone call from work. And I said, listen, you've got to get this fixed. And honestly, it didn't take that long for them to tell me, oh, you just need a new modem. And they mailed it to me, and I had it within 2 days, and that's what was wrong, and it fixed it. My point in telling you that is what's going on with Cumberland Connect. These are your neighbors that work for Cumberland Connect. These are people local that work for Cumberland Connect. And that's one question I had for Caitlin is when I talked to her, I said, so if I need help, what's that going to be? Well, you've got 24/7, 365 days a year technical support that you're going to have available to you that's local. It's local. And that's the bottom line right there is that they're going to be here to help you and make sure that you're online and able to do what you can do, because a lot of us rely on our internet for things that we do. I'm a photographer. I do a lot of photography. I actually got a couple of pictures I've got to upload to a Dropbox before I forgot to do it yesterday. I have a couple of pictures for one of the seniors I took pictures of that we needed to send her later on. And I told him, I said, well, I'll put it in a Dropbox in the morning. And of course I forgot yesterday. So I have to come in and steal the internet from WSGI and do my work a lot of the times. And so not being able to do those things, so many people, Brian will tell you that Brian PUlley will be in here in a little bit from United Way. His wife works from home. If they don't have great internet, it's a problem. And so they're getting ready to make the switch. I'm anxious to see what his update is. And I just can't wait to tell you all the details about the process of making that switch over once it happens. I'm just not really sure where I'm at. I've got some phone calls out. The minute I saw that line on my utility pole, I'm like, do you have some news for me? So I'm very excited. But if you've got a lot of questions, there's I can tell you all day that it's going to be internet speeds up to 1,000 megabits per second, which is a gig. There's no data caps, free standard residential installation. It's going to come with it's going to come with a state-of-the-art gig-capable router included with your internet service at no extra charge. It's phenomenal, phenomenal fiber-delivered internet and phone service for homes and businesses if you are a Cumberland Electric customer. Now, they've added something to what they want to talk to you about because a lot of people, they don't really, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean for me? They've got a workshop for you that you can hook up with. So they're going to do a few workshops to help you know exactly how this can help you with your home internet, if maybe you're wanting to switch your business over. So these workshops are available if you'll go to www.cumberlandconnect.org /workshops, www.cumberlandconnect.org/workshops, and you can view their workshop schedule and find out all that you need to know about absolutely stepping up to this service. It's going to be available to you if you're a Cumberland Electric customer. So can't say enough about Cumberland Connect. My friends and the sponsors of one of our sponsors here at One Street Over, and we appreciate them so much. So I wanted to spend a little bit more time on that since they have announced that workshop, those workshops that are going to be available. If you have questions, just put them up in comments, and hopefully, I kind of think the show is streaming, and I just can't see it. I don't know, but it's definitely streaming at 1100 WSGI. You can go to the WSGI page and see the stream there. And when my computer starts acting right, I will share that as well. But it's not even, honestly and truthfully, something's up with my Facebook, and it's not letting me even make any kind of a post from my computer. So I don't know. Oh, well. But I will put all that stuff up in comments later on, and we'll continue to talk about all the things going on in Robertson County, here in Springfield. I was mentioning, the play for 77 Letters. I would be remiss if I did not remind you that Robertson County Players, they have 2 more nights for you to go and see their sci-fi adaptation of Night of the Living Dead that they are doing at the Innovation Academy. It is happening tonight at 7, tomorrow night at 7. I'm going tonight. I tried to get my friend Muriel Barnett to go with me, but no, she's got something else on her calendar, but I hope y'all can join me tonight. I'm very excited to see it. I've got a whole lot of friends that are in that play. Got some students. One of my kiddos from my cat time, which is basically Greenbrier's way of saying homeroom, is in the play as well, and Evangeline. And so some of the folks from Epiphany Baptist Church, my crazy cousins, as I call them, over at Epiphany Baptist that I worship with on Tuesday nights for Celebrate Recovery, Thomas Turnage, he is the one that is directing the play, and I'm really excited to see it because he was telling me about how that he's always wanted to direct this, and I saw him at church on Tuesday night, and he said, "Yeah, it's going good." Mike is in the play, that's also in the band, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you'll join me tonight. This is again for the play Night of the Living Dead with Robertson County Players, and if you want to have some fun tonight, come out and join us. I think it's going to be a great time. It's at 7 o'clock tonight, and then the final show will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So last chance for you to get in on this play. I really encourage you to get out and support our local theater. It is wonderful, the shows that they put on. They do such an awesome job, and just can't say enough about all the things that are going on there and going on in our community. So, I was checking out earlier some things going on. If you want to find out HIP Springfield, those are great places to follow if you want to get the schedule of all the different things that are happening in our community. I was looking at that this morning as I was kind of putting together some things I wanted to talk about, and there are kind of public service announcements there that say, hey, remember, it's getting colder, so when you go out you want to warm your car up in the morning, if you do that and walk away, somebody could very well drive away with your car. So just kind of reminding us of the things we know, but we're like, oh yeah, I better not do that. But just those little reminders, all kinds of fun things and all kinds of great schedules and events that you're going to find when you follow the things like HIP Springfield, Chamber of Commerce, on the social media pages. Now, one thing too that I want to mention, this is not, y'all come on in, Tiff. Come on in. I'm just filling everybody in on some of the events going on around town. One thing I do want to mention again is what's happening at the Veterans Motorplex. Now, we normally do their ads on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I just can't say enough about what a great sponsor they've been. And we want to encourage you to get out there this weekend because, while we're talking about Night of the Living Dead, and I know that's still kind of the whole Halloween thing, they're going to have a trunk or treat at the Veterans Motorplex on Saturday, and they're going to have a trunk or treat out of race cars. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But if you want to do that, get your kiddos dressed up one more time and take them out to the Veterans Motorplex. A $40 ticket will get 6 kids, 2 adults in. $40 ticket, 6 kids, 2 adults. You got to get out there and enjoy this. It's so much fun. The gates are going to open at 2, but they're going to have the race cars lined up at 4 for the trunk or treat, and there's going to be a bunch of them. It's going to be great fun. Then they got the racing. They're looking for their champions as they finish up racing this weekend and next weekend. The ticket price does go up to $50 because while they're going to have the racing, they're going to have some demo derby stuff happening. It's going to be great fun, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow because that's when we actually talk about Veterans Motorplex. But hi, Tiffany. How you doing? I've been spending a little bit more time with our sponsors this morning, and I don't know, do you follow me on Facebook? Do you see the show on Facebook?
Sometimes I'm able to catch it. Yeah.
See if you can't pull it up and see if it's working. I don't even know. My computer's acting up, and I just say that so if anybody has any comments that we need to see, that we can see them because I'm not able to see the show this morning. I can see it on WSGI, but I can't see it on my page where most people usually follow me. So if you are one of my normal folks on Facebook, I can't see what you're saying. I'm following it on WSGI. You can go to the WSGI Facebook page and you can watch the show streaming. There's also a YouTube page that you can stream it. There's an app, y'all. We haven't talked a lot about the WSGI app, but go to the WSGI app and you can absolutely follow the show. It is so much fun. All you got to do is click on the app. That's what I do when I'm in Mexico, when I'm up north, is I listen via the app, and I can even pull up and watch the show because he has a TV button. LU has a TV button on there that you can push, and the show will pop up. So there's so many ways to watch the show, to stream the show, and follow the show, and we hope that you'll do that. So Tiffany Thompson's in the house.
Well, I didn't see it streaming on Facebook.
You did not see it?
I didn't see it, no.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but, we'll figure it out, and we'll share the one from WSGI whenever everything starts working. But what is happening with you today?
Oh, it's a beautiful morning in Robertson County. I love the drive-in, and the sun was just gorgeous today. And anyway, it was beautiful.
A good day.
It was a good day. It's a very good day. Yeah, Brian's running late, so we'll have to give him a little bit of a hard time when he gets in here.
Well, the kiddo stuff, usually it's something that's like his daughter couldn't decide what to wear.
You can't always control it. Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's just so funny. I get so tickled. At all the. I'm at a place now where, I'm beyond that. Mm-hmm. So I get so tickled at all of you guys with still little kids,
yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. But anyway, so.
Yeah, there are a lot of things on Beyond too. And I'm like, oh, it's cute that they're throwing a tantrum. It's cute. And they're like, it's not cute.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, there's a reason why children are given to the young. And I spend time with my grandchildren, which is wonderful. And we have so much fun. But then I get to give them back. And so there you go. So anyway, but
I'm looking forward to that.
What have we got going on, sister?
Well, our big thing that's going on with United Way right now is we are in our Give Thanks season. I love November and the opportunity that we have to focus on gratitude. And one of the things that I'm super thankful for is that even despite what my kids say, we do always have food in the home.
Yeah.
There is always something to eat, no matter what.
You do have food.
The teenagers might think that we don't, but we do. You just don't have the food they want, maybe sometimes.
That's funny.
So I'm grateful for that. We put together food boxes for our friends in need. Oh, look, here's Brian.
Hey, there he is. Come on in here. I'll turn your mic on. So, and go ahead, keep going.
Oh, no, so yeah, we're just in the season of we're gathering sponsors for the food boxes. So either people can donate all the ingredients for the food box or they can just give a monetary donation and we'll make sure it happens for them. And then our food distribution will be hopefully on the 18th is what we're planning on to be able to give food boxes to our friends. And so we're really searching right now for people who can step up and make that donation.
Very good. Well, and I'll tell you too, we're working on doing some stuff at the school. I've got the kids. We do a PSA of the week, and I can't guarantee you there's going to be really great stuff, because I mean they're students and they're learning, and so I don't know if it's going to be something you're going to be like, this is fabulous, I want to share this, but I'll share with y'all what they do if we get some that are just like knocking it out of the park. But I got to keep them busy and make sure that they're doing something that's production driven, that's audio video. And so I started this PSA of the week, and I was like, United Way food drive. So I printed those things you sent me. Y'all sent me all that package, and so I printed that out, and I've got several students working on it. So we'll see what they come up with.
Well, if they need more information, have them reach out, because we got like the food lists and stuff, and all.
I've got the food list.
Okay, good.
He sent me
I
that.
sent her the whole kit.
He sent me the whole pack.
Very nice.
So I've got them all stapled, and I hand them out to the students that want to work on PSAs. They're working on their personal projects, and we're working on documentaries, and we're just doing all the things. It's very interesting. So, but we're going to try to help you out with that. So where are we on that? Because that's something that we didn't get to really talk about last week. So where are we on the whole? Because do you want to talk about that a little bit more? You kind of started touching on it. What all do we need to do to get involved with that?
That is the season we're in, and it's pretty typical. So we've done this a few years now. Once we get through Halloween, people like the calendar turns, and it's November, and they go, oh, it's Thanksgiving time, and it's kind of just a flip of everybody's perception. And so that's when we've got the information out before that, but it's really when people start pushing, I think, and realize that Thanksgiving's rapidly approaching, and then they think about things like what we're doing with as far as getting some food for families that are in need, and the Give Thanks program. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, is just hitting that hard. We were very fortunate last year, as you know, because you came out and volunteered with us. So we had a very generous donation from Electrolux here locally, from their corporate. It was just a monumental thing. It was a one-time deal, I believe, for last year. We weren't able to kind of coordinate that this year, but so while that was good, I think we had to focus so much energy on just doing that last year, and getting those 1,500 boxes, that we didn't hit probably the grassroots stuff as hard as we needed to, just because it was 2 people, and so we had to do that. So this year we're focusing a little more on the grassroots and doing that the way we had the 2 years before we got that beautiful gift. And so that's where we're at, just getting the word out as many people as we can, getting the boxes gathered. You can do one box individually, take your family. That's what we do. You can do it through your church. Y'all grab a few boxes in your Sunday school group. We have people do that. You can do it through your workplace, and literally it's just get the list and everybody say, what are you going to grab, and try to get as many bins as you can. We have several people do that. So there's several people, or you just want to stroke us a check and say, look, I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I ain't going to deal with this, but you drop a check by the United Way, get it to us, mail it to us, however you want to do it, 105th Avenue, Springfield, Tennessee, and we will do the shopping for you and get those boxes. And we also know it doesn't stop at Thanksgiving, and so we always have excess afterwards. So if you're saying, well, I'm traveling the next couple weeks, I don't have the time to do it, we're still going to accept it. Sherry Martell at United Ministry says, people don't quit being hungry after Thanksgiving. Like that goes on throughout the year, and obviously leading up to Christmas as well. As we'll try to get them a few more, but the big push is right there leading up to Thanksgiving. So that's where we're at right now, is just gathering as many boxes as we can get.
Awesome. And so with that said, about what does it cost to do a box?
Well, it's normally around $60. They're kind of estimating this year will be about $75 because the food prices have gone up. But for $75, and then that's why we gather this, because a normal low-income family spends about $10 a meal, and they don't. So to have $75 to be able to spend on a nice Thanksgiving meal, it's just not in the budget.
Yeah.
And so that's why we go ahead and we help them out, and we do this because everybody deserves to sit down to a Thanksgiving meal, and everybody should be able to have that celebration and that thing that brings us together as Americans. It brings us together as, humans, and to be able to sit down and count our blessings and talk about it. And anyway, so I'm just grateful that we're reaching out to those people who, normally wouldn't have the ability to do it. I know for my family, when my kids were little, having enough money for Thanksgiving was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a struggle. And if we didn't have family to all kind of help coordinate and bring stuff in, it wasn't going to happen. And so it's really cool to see the impact that it can make on people's lives. Give them something to be thankful for. So
I love it.
And a good reminder too, while the big Thanksgiving meal is the focus, there are also some items in there for the weekend as well, because the kids are out of school Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you're feeding, as any of us know, if your kids are home for an extended period of time, and you know, but I guess you have 5 of them, that it gets very expensive real quick in summertime or during breaks or whatever. And so we make sure that try to have enough food in there for the entire family, for a family of 4 for that weekend. And then if you have more, you can qualify for a couple boxes. And so there's, if you have 6, 7, 8, you can get a couple of boxes, but it's designed for a family of 4 for that weekend.
Well, that's one thing I remember is when we were checking people in as they pulled through, and how many of you got in your family, and that's how you determined what they were going to get. So, and remind me, I think you said it, but I'm sitting here trying to figure out why my technology is not working this morning. I'm a little distracted. I apologize.
Right.
How much is the gift card you put in there? You
25.
$25,
Let's
right?
buy a turkey.
Okay, that's just to buy a turkey.
Or some people eat
Okay.
other things, or they may be vegetarians, and you can buy fresh produce with it, or
Yeah, exactly.
whatever you
The perishables.
Yeah, or you may say,
Yeah.
we get a big roast of chicken every year on things because that's what we like. Whatever you like, that gives you the ability to go get what you want for your meal.
For just to kind of let you know your director of school's a little better. He don't like turkey.
Yeah. Some people don't.
It was so funny because they 2 years ago in the Let's Talk Trash thing that they put out, the little publication that the Keenan Group puts out in the schools, his little contribution around the Thanksgiving holiday was about how he doesn't like turkey. But anyway,
I have to say this.
that.
I'm a once a year turkey eater.
Yeah.
Like Christmas time, or excuse me, Thanksgiving time with the all the fixings.
Yeah.
Good. The rest of the year, I probably don't eat it once. But now a turkey sandwich, yes. But like a sit down turkey, I never cook it.
No. It's a hassle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really good when you make it, and the
If you
tired
know how
feeling
to
that you
make
get
it.
afterwards, with
Yeah.
the tryptophan and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it's good once a year, and then I'm
Isn't that funny?
I'm done. Yeah,
Well, it's like the pumpkin pie. I
Yeah.
never eat pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Or dressing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
stuffing, dressing. It's dressing here.
Yeah, it's
and up
dressing.
north
Yeah.
it's stuffing.
Yeah.
My husband, the turkey, they would stuff it with this white bread dressing. I mean, his mother's was fabulous. It
Yeah.
really, and it was very good.
Yeah.
But I've never been able to master it. I've tried so many
Yeah.
times. He's like, yeah, no.
isn't that like the most specific
It's so
thing? Like
tough.
somebody's dressing recipe, like
really
it's
is.
like, especially if it's somebody's mother or grandmother, whatever. It's like, and people try to recreate it, and I say, well, it's never that, because it's always there's a little pinch or there's something they're doing
Yep.
that they didn't put on the page or whatever if they shared it with you. So
Well, and my mother, she has me do it now. She lets me do it, but it's always like, don't you put too much sage in it? Don't you
Right.
do this?
Right.
Because my sister, she was notorious for keep LaDonna away from the dressing. She will put too much sage in it. So it just, and by the way, if I have heard, I've never had Larry's turkey and dressing or chicken and dressing, but they serve it one day. There's one day of the week that you can go to Larry's and get dressing. And I know that a couple of my friends, they buy it from Larry's for their Thanksgiving.
we've done that.
Yeah, and
And
that's
it is
pretty awesome.
phenomenal. It'll be the best, especially if it's not like, 'cause it's very labor intensive, putting that
Oh,
together
yeah.
homemade.
Yeah.
So if it's not something you want to take your time on and you're going to cut a corner somewhere, I highly recommend it. I think we did that last year in our family. Like I picked it up and it was the best. It was fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that.
I just saying,
Yeah, you got to
y'all.
get your order in early too, because they are busy. I know around that time. They run out literally. So
So I don't
Yeah.
know, but that would definitely
Yeah.
that would definitely be something you might want to check into,
Yeah.
y'all.
We might
So,
look into that. We don't have family, so doing all that work for just my kids. It's
look
like,
into it. Douglas too.
I
They
heard that
they
have a
put it
good
together.
Thanksgiving.
oh, they do. Douglas Amico does
If you
it?
put your order in, we've had our turkey smoked up there before too. Like they'll smoke a turkey for you
Okay.
if you'll bring it up. It's got to be early, and we haven't done it in a couple years, but I'm pretty sure they still do it, and it was fantastic. So
Well, very
highly
good.
recommend.
Good
Support
thing
your
to
local
know.
businesses.
Very good
You know
to
what I mean,
know.
and then
Yeah.
you get you some good food too, and save yourself some time in the kitchen if you don't feel like cooking it. So
Okay.
there's options.
Okay. There you go. See, it's all kinds of
I
fun
just want to
stuff.
focus on stuff I'm good at. I'm not good at turkey. Turkey is a skill.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
I do okay with
Yeah.
it. I don't know really what I stuff it full of butter.
Oh,
That,
there
you can
go.
always win with that. You
You
can when in
can't go
doubt,
wrong
just
with
put more butter into it.
There you go.
Butter makes it better, and that's not how I cook. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
very healthy cook person, but when it comes to the holidays, I'm like, get me butter, get me cream, get me top. I don't cut any corners
Right,
in
right,
regards
yeah.
to anything that's fattening, or and here, let me just share a little trick with you. If you're going to make any kind of candies or confectionery kind of thing for the holidays, the sugar you get matters. You cannot do candies with sugar that's not 100% pure cane sugar. A lot of times, if your peanut brittle doesn't work out, if your caramels don't work out, things like that, it's because you're not using high quality pure cane sugar.
Look at here.
I'm just
We're
telling
getting
you.
tips.
I know.
I'm a candy maker,
Yeah.
and I don't do it a lot anymore because I just don't want to. I'm not necessarily somebody that likes to cook. I can cook, but it's not my thing, and so I just kind of. But I make some pretty wicked homemade caramel, and I do a hot caramel, spicy caramel.
See, I've known you
Good.
for a few years
Spicy
now.
caramel, that sounds
And not one time have I come in here and there's been a dish with some caramel. I love
Okay.
caramel. Not one time. I've not seen it once. Don't know. I'm just hearing about this just now. One time.
Do you like do you like hot and spicy stuff?
Yes.
Okay, I guess that's this is the
we're
challenge.
going to get put on the Christmas
Not
list
like
now.
the
There
not
you
like the
go.
stuff like the chip that they eat that makes them fall on the floor.
No.
But I like stuff with a little kick in it. Yes, I like it.
I have a caramel with a proprietary blend of spices that I won't tell anybody.
See, I would
kept
try
it
that.
Very, very.
Sounds interesting.
Oh, I had one year when we were working the CMAs, and I actually ran into her the other day. Because I haven't made it in probably 3 or 4 years, and so we were at the CMAs, and I was telling one of the girls we were working with. She's one of the people that works with the stagehands all the time, and she lives up in Goodlettsville, and she's like, I've got to have some, and so I made, because I was making it and selling it, and so she ended up buying like I don't know how many pounds of this stuff, and she wanted me to make it hotter, and it was hysterical. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of Anyway, all right, I'm talking with Brian PUlley. I'm talking with Tiffany Thompson, and they are with United Way. They're my friends that always bring it at 7:30 on Thursdays. And if you're some of our folks on Facebook that normally follow us, go to the WSGI page. It is streaming there. I have no idea what Facebook has done to me. I'm in Facebook jail or something, and my normal stream is not running. My poor friend Paul Rainey is following us on the WSGI page. He goes, I thought you blocked me again, Laverne. I accidentally blocked him one day. he's my biggest fan, and I accidentally blocked him.
Is it possible Facebook is down? Are we done with it? Did it crash?
No,
Please let it
Did somebody
die.
kill it finally?
Well, because we do a Facebook stream and a YouTube stream on WSGI, so the WSGI page is streaming. And I walked over there. I played a commercial a while ago when I saw it wasn't working, and I looked at it, and it looks like it's working. And I just tried to actually copy and paste the link from WSGI to my page, and it's not letting me do anything. So I've either been hacked, and I hate those kinds of things.
Right.
Technology is wonderful when it works,
Right.
but something's going on with my page, and I'm not able to post on my own page. So I don't know, y'all. We'll figure it out. But
Go old school. Actually, maybe turn your radio on.
There you
Let's
go.
do it there. Yeah.
Turn the radio on.
I bet the
Or
radio works.
You can download the app for WSGI,
go.
and you can listen
Super
and
easy.
watch through the app.
I know people that do it. They super easy.
Yeah, it's so easy.
yeah.
So, I'm talking with my friends from United Way, and let's pause and talk about my friends at Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. I played an ad for them just a second ago, but it was not necessarily up to date because I think I was talking about summer stuff in it. But so I want to remind you, they have cut their hours back a little bit because of the cold weather. They are now Monday through Saturday. They're open from 10 to 4. Sunday, they're open from 1 to 4. Now, those hours can be adjusted again as they continue in the cold weather months, so just kind of keep that in mind. But they are absolutely there for you, even in the cold weather. If you want some beautiful succulents for your home, they still have pansies. I was watching their Facebook page the other day, and they still have their pansies. And I love how they said pansies and succulents are very forgiving. In other words, you don't have to be a great gardener to keep them alive. And so if you'll follow them on Facebook, that's where you can step down everything that's going on there. They've got beautiful handmade items and gifts that you can get, and they also have, of course, the CBD stuff that we all love, and they are really embracing. I kind of wonder, Brian, if they they actually came out with one that says chiggers and insects.
There you go.
You know, and I
It
wonder
could
if
have
it was
come from
because,
here.
yeah, I wonder
Do you
if
know how
it
many people have
inspired
come in
that.
here and said, I've got mosquitoes eat me up, or I stepped in a fire,
Yeah.
and they've come to them. We probably made them so much money. I just
There
don't
you go.
no telling. I should be doing at least one sample of that. Something hook me up.
I'm telling you, but I was looking on Facebook here. It says CBD chickweed insect bite salve. So there you
Yeah.
go. But they also have the normal salve as well. My mother swears by that stuff because
It is
she has.
good.
I've talked a little bit about. We were in a really bad car crash in 4th grade, and she got the brunt of it. We were hit by a drunk driver. I mean, she was really heavily injured, and so they told her then everywhere that she had injuries, that's where her arthritis was going to settle. And oh my goodness, hasn't it? And here she is, 83 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and her neck and just stays just all messed up. And that salve helps her so much. So go and see them. Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center, my friends. You'll see Amy at the sample this weekend. They don't have Corbin out there because she's going to be too busy helping run the sampler. She'll have on a black apron. If you have questions about Corbin, of course, you can bring them to her there. And you can go by and see them there at 4920 Highway 161. You can call them at 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. And if you want them to do your Christmas decorations, you got to get on the list. November's already sold out.
Wow.
And they do a lot of Christmas decorating. And oh my goodness, wouldn't that be wonderful to have somebody come out and oh, that'd be nice. Get on their list. Give them a call. Tell them you turned Central. What's next, you guys?
Well, I do have a couple things on the phone, but I just kind of wanted to add a little testament to that CBD stuff. My friend just donated her kidney a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And she was having a really hard time sleeping after the surgery, and somebody brought her some CBD salve, and she was able to sleep and start healing better. And she's
Wow.
kind of turned a corner in her recovery. So
Wow.
yeah, people
That's
are
amazing.
doing hero things all the time. It's pretty
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's a lot. I mean,
She just had this thought, I should donate my kidney, and so
Wow.
she did.
That's amazing.
That's like a little above and beyond. I mean, you know.
I know. Well, she had
That's
a
incredible.
sister that
Yeah.
had received a kidney,
Sure.
and she wasn't a match, and so
Yeah.
she's like, oh, okay, that didn't work out, and then she said, it was a God thing. God was like, hey,
Yeah.
go donate
Hey.
your kidney. So she has no idea who it went to or what.
Somebody
Why God
has
needed them to live.
saved their life. I mean, literally.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I loved seeing how the CBD oil kind of helped her.
Yeah.
And anyway,
I
so-
love it.
Well, we got next week there. The health department is doing free flu shots, so we wanted
Okay.
to bring that up. If anybody wanted a flu shot, go to the Robertson County Health Department on the 9th, and it's from 1 to 4 p.m. So
Okay.
go and you can that's open to everyone, as far as my understanding. And speaking of beautiful gardens, the South Central Growers is doing their Poinsettia
Yes.
open house, and the reason why we're super excited about this is all the proceeds benefit the Masters Table.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
So I've been harping on the Masters Table for a long time, how much help they need as far as food and whatever financially. And so South Central Growers has stepped up, and they are doing the proceeds from their sales from the Poinsettia open house, which from my understanding, it's a pretty big thing around
It's a
here.
big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Is it poinsettia or poinsettia?
I say poinsettia.
Poinsettia is what I say.
Yeah.
I've heard both.
I hear poinsettia. And
Yeah, because that's the way it's
I've heard
spelled. I'm looking at it
poinsettia.
right there, and I've heard both. I was
Yeah,
curious.
I don't
so.
know.
Poinsettia?
Poinsettia.
Potato.
That's
I
right.
don't know.
Either way works. I
I
think
thought
you're
you were
right.
pointing out I was saying it like a Westerner.
No.
but-
I was just asking. I was
I'm not
asking.
sure.
I'm not
say
sure.
poinsettia.
Yeah.
Poinsettia. I've never
Poinsettia.
really thought about how to say it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna.
I just heard you say it.
Yeah,
Isn't it a
poinsettia.
Spanish word?
What's that?
Is it a
yeah,
Spanish word?
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because have you ever done the tour out there?
I haven't.
Well,
no.
they'll talk to you about the origin of it and where it comes from and all of that. And so I think there's something to that. So that might be a question that we need to ask
Ask the
around
I
there.
remember
pronunciation.
when in homeschooling my kids, we did a lot of like folklore, and there's a lot of folklore around the poinsettia or poinsettia. However you say it. And I just remember.
You'll be thinking about it now. It's like the pecan or pecan.
Yeah.
Thing. Everybody's and the people are very serious about it either way. So.
Yeah.
By the way, that is the far superior Thanksgiving pie over the pumpkin. Come on now.
Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan pie. Yeah.
Pecan pie?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but
If I
have
got a
to
choice.
That's
I
my
have
dad's
to eat
favorite.
pumpkin pie.
See, I think
at Thanksgiving.
If you're a Southerner, pecan is the more traditional one. I think the pumpkin is probably bigger nationwide, but it's a little more central to us. That's just my opinion.
Well, but
That's the one I request.
Let's just be real. You have both.
Well, that's what we do. Because we got family
A
members.
little bit of that.
Both.
My stepdad's a big pumpkin pie fan, and I'm a pecan pie. So we do have both of ours. And
Yeah.
I think my brother likes buttermilk pie. So I think we might have 3 going on at our family's place. So
And you take
why not?
And
Just
you
go-
take a slither of each.
I know, right?
And then you just put the ton of Cool Whip on top and
Only 3?
Thanksgiving.
Only 3 pies?
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm
put too
thinking.
much on my
like-
mama. I mean,
I'm like, we have like
Cheesecake.
9 for just my family.
Yeah.
There's like 9 pies going on.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Truly, the dessert table anytime we get together for Thanksgiving is insane. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, all those pies that you mentioned.
Sure.
And there might be a fudge pie or a French silk
Right.
pie, chocolate pie, or, you know, cobbler.
Right.
You know, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
We're all just.
That's all right. We start talking about food. That's what happens when people
There you
start
go.
talking about
You get down the rabbit hole.
food. You get into it.
Well, it's early. I haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Yeah. It's like, man, gonna be going to Larry's. Gonna be pulling out here going to Larry's, and you're gonna put in your Thanksgiving order for your
Get
dressing.
your
There you
dressing.
go.
That's what you're gonna do this
Get your-
morning.
And take my turkey up to Douglas Amico.
There you go.
Get on
It's all
lunch
the
to get
stuff.
it
It's
smoked.
all the things.
They're just one street over.
There you go. Walk.
There it is. There
You did it.
There
You
it
did it.
is.
You're so
You'll
good.
work it in there.
Very good.
I sure hope I can get this show and post it. No, I can't. I'll figure out Facebook and I mean, I've got to get this because we've had some fun today. I
Yeah.
want to make sure and get this
Yeah.
on there. So what else you got?
Plus, we need to get the word out about
Yeah.
give thanks.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's really
That's
what,
really
what
beat the
we're
drum,
harping on
so.
today is really
That
give thanks.
is
because
it.
Yes.
And I'll get the kiddos to hustle up and get some.
I can't wait to
stuff
see
out.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very excited
neither.
about that. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? Stuff like that a lot of times is going to be some of the most genuine.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not technically, it doesn't matter. It's the
Yeah.
spirit behind
Yeah.
an ad.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm very excited to see it. And I appreciate you guys doing that for
Oh
us.
yeah,
So,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
You guys do
Yeah.
such a phenomenal job. I was telling the kids about you guys. I said, you know, ask them, would you know what the United Way is, and talk a little bit about it whenever we run back. And this is your PSA of the week. So we'll see what they come up with.
You know, it'd be cool. We could at some point. Our marketing department does a lot of our video work in house, and so we could get them up at some point to talk to you because I mean,
That would be
as far
fabulous.
as like a job situation, I mean, they have to be able to know how to shoot video, edit. Our marketing director did the voiceover for our 100th anniversary, like the whole thing, because when you work for a nonprofit, obviously your budget is a little lower than maybe if you work for a big company or something. And so if you can do it in house,
Yeah.
and then cut all your videos for your social media, and there's so much video component there that goes into a nice paying job that you
bet.
could work and serve at the same time. So
And that's the thing that
Yeah.
we remind
Yeah.
them that audio video can go into anything now.
Right.
And I don't want to
No, you're
go
fine.
down a rabbit hole
You're fine.
myself and take your time. Let me talk about Barry and Rebecca
Yeah.
Richards, and we'll come back and just wrap it up real good. Be a big push for
Mm-hmm.
what you need for the give thanks. And talking with Brian PUlley and Tiffany Thompson of United Way. And we want to pause, though, and talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. If you're needing anything by way of real estate, if you've got questions about, well, is now a good time to sell? Is now a good time to buy? If you're maybe wanting to change careers, I'll remind you, Rebecca was in radiology. Barry was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years up in Nashville. So they didn't start out in real estate. They decided that it was a good path for them and changed careers and are doing fabulous. And if you want somebody that is just going to have their heart and soul into what they're doing, if you need representation, they're from Cross Plains, have been there over 20 years. Rebecca's one of the first in the area to be a senior real estate specialist. Barry brings his expertise in marketing to the table, which is priceless. He's a Zillow certified photographer, licensed and insured drone pilot, does the 360-degree virtual reality home tours. We'll get you up on realtor.com. Awesome couple, great friends, and the folks you need to call, whether you're buying or selling here in Robertson County. They do specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. The number to call them, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com or buy, B-U-Y. Sent ya. All right. What do we want to do now? Just kind of give the big push?
Yes, please contact Brian or I if you want to get involved in helping create Thanksgiving boxes for people. So my phone number is 615-780-2511. And you
I'm
can
Ron
text me
Jordan
on
with
that
your
or call
local
me on that
news
again
from
at
WSGI.
780-2511.
It's the last day of early voting in Tennessee.
You can stop by the United Way
Registered voters
office,
in the volunteer
100
state who have not
Avenue.
voted by the end of today will have to wait till
you can
Election Day on Tuesday to
Email
cast
us,
their ballot.
however you need to
Information
get
about
hold of
polling
us.
places,
We're
ballot measures,
really searching for
opening
people who
times,
are
and
willing
other
to step
voting
up and be a
resources can
hero
be
this
found
Thanksgiving.
online at the
Absolutely.
Tennessee
That's it.
Secretary of
That's
State
it.
Do you have a
website.
hero of the week?
I do.
More
I
than a
do.
third of
We wanted to
Tennessee
just
lacks
real quick,
maternity care
it's one of our-
resources.
I think probably
That's
our
according to a
longest
report done by the
continuous
nonprofit organization, the March of
campaign that we had is
Dimes.
Farmers Bank
The
here,
report classifies more than 30
in
counties
Robertson
in the
County,
volunteer
and so they
state
just
as
completed their
so-called
campaign
maternity
again
care
and
deserts.
did a phenomenal
That means
job,
mothers
and I
must
just wanna
travel
thank
out
them
of
for what
county
they do
in those
and all of
areas
the
to
members
receive
of
appropriate
I think they had
care.
100%
The full
participation
report
again,
can be
which
found
they
on the March
usually
of
do. That
Dimes
means everybody in our
website.
bank is contributing
Don't
to our
forget you're going to
campaign.
gain an hour of
Just do a
sleep
really
Sunday
wonderful
with the end
job,
of
and thank
daylight
you to their
saving
leadership. Andy
time.
Nash, their new
Turn your
CEO,
clocks
for
back an
supporting
hour
us.
before
He
headed
just
to
took
bed
over last
Saturday
year and just
night.
picked up the
But
baton
here's the
and
thing,
continued.
you'll
Becky
lose
and
that
Emma,
hour
who
of
kinda
sleep
run
again
everything, and
when
met,
daylight saving
Tiffany
time
and I at all
returns
the
March
kickoffs, and we actually got to
13th.
go in person this year, which was really cool. We
Authorities
talked to our
in Cheatham
employees, and they asked
County
some
say
great
a car
questions, and just
dealership and
really
several
thankful
classic
for their
cars were
entire team.
damaged
And then they're also
following
turning
an
around
early
while we were doing
Wednesday
kickoffs
morning
and said,
crime
what can we
spree.
do for the community?
Investigators say
And so they're doing Give
28-year-old
Thanks with us
Nathan
right now, and
Wasson
they're
stole a
collecting
work truck in
items and
southern
just
Kentucky
super
before
involved in our
driving to
community. If you're looking for a
Pleasantview
bank,
and
that's a
driving
great one to
through
be
the
at.
Doug's Auto
Those are
Sales
some of the
building
best
around
people I've ever
1:30
been around.
a.m.
And just a
He's
long-time
accused of
partner
then
of
driving a
United Way. We're
vintage
just
blue
thankful for
Camaro
what they
through the
do for our
door of the
community. So
property,
thank you.
with stealing
Need about
another
100
Camaro,
more just
leading
like
police
those,
on a
or
chase
we'd
into
be able to
Robertson
change
County,
the world around
briefly
here, but they are
escaping.
amazing,
Wasson is now
amazing. So
facing a
thank
list of charges
Outstanding.
after
Yes.
a Robertson
And if
County
you have any
homeowner
questions,
was able
just
to
go
detain
and
him
see,
until
Brian
officers
and Tiffany, and
arrived.
cannot say enough.
The next
Please be a
Powerball
part of the
jackpot
Give
could
Thanks.
be a
Decide
record
how many
breaker.
boxes you can
Nobody
take
won
care of,
last
do it
night's
for your
drawing, which
church,
means Saturday's
offering,
drawing is
maybe
expected to be
after we've done
worth
the PSAs, maybe I can get kids
$1.5
involved, maybe they can do something,
billion.
we can
The odds
put
of
something
winning on
together,
Saturday
but,
night
be a
are
part
roughly
of it,
1 in
and,
292
hopefully we'll be able
million.
to, you know,
I'm Ron Jordan. That's your local news.
Let's go
And
to the
this
races.
is WSG.
Honestly, like I thought about
would
costume.
say
If
that.
every kid brought
But
in
I
one
love
thing
it.
off the list
I
and
absolutely
$1,
love
that
going
would
to the
be-
races. That's We it. went a
That
few
would be
weeks
the whole
ago,
box.
and I've been to racetracks
Right.
before. I've done a
Right.
lot of events and things like that around racetracks with all the time I've spent in radio, but I never sat down and watched the cars go around the track. It is so exciting. I absolutely loved it, and I will be back. This And is I'm talking 1100
Veterans
WSGI.
Motorplex.
Have a great day.